Hey everybody, and welcome back to Fistful of Cards. It's your best friend Patrick Fair here, and today we're going to be talking about a Doomtown Reloaded Out for Blood spoiler from Pinebox Entertainment, and today that spoiler is going to be a dude, so let's get it started. We do have a few other spoilers coming in for you guys, so if you want to stay tuned, you'll be notified. If you're interested in all of the spoilers, consider hitting that subscribe button, pushing the bell. You'll be notified when the spoiler videos come up, as well as any of the other videos that we have. And let's get rolling. So today's spoiler is going to be Adelaide Rose. She is a 9 of spades, a 1 stud, 1 influence entrepreneur. She costs 4, has 1 upkeep. She is a mad scientist 1, and her ability is shootout. Boot Adelaide's gadget to give an opposing dude -1 bullets. If the gadget is experimental, give your dude +1 bullets. So I think the thing that stands out the most to me about Adelaide Rose is that she is a stud and a mad scientist. Entrepreneurs do not tend to get a lot of both of those on the same dude. I think the other big one is Jen, which we'll probably come back to in a moment here. But most of the time, if there are studs, there's a lot of studs in the horse theme. There's also a lot of cares about gadgets, but not a mad scientist. Things like Nicholas Kramer, but a lot of the studs in Entrepreneurs are not themselves mad scientists, so it's nice to see another one. Talking about Jin really quick, because I think that's going to be this card's biggest competitor in terms of starting posses. For those who don't know, Jin is a 5 of spades. She's a 0 stud, 1 influence dude. Her cost is 3, and she has 1 upkeep. And her ability is that she gets +1 influence if she has a horse, and she gets +2 bullets if she has a gadget attached to her. And I think that Adelaide, because she costs more and does have a little bit less oomph when it comes to having gadgets attached to her, means that she's going to be competing with Jin. Now, if you are someone who likes to have multiple upkeep in their starting posse and doesn't concern themselves as much with production, then that's not as much of an issue, and I think the two will complement each other nicely. However, I think Jen will probably, for myself, remain in my starting posse, and Adelaide will go into the deck. She is a 9, which means that if you're running 5s, you can obviously start Adelaide and put Jen in the deck, and vice versa. And I think that the other sort of thing about her is that her ability to me is a little bit underwhelming. Boot Adelaide's gadget to give an opposing dude -1 bullets, I think is very it's not the worst ability in the world, but if we look at her artwork for a second, she's got this like machine gun arm, and I think it's the oddest thing to me about her ability is I think it's thematically a little off, in the sense that most of the gadget weapons already have shootout boot effects. Many of them even have give a dude -1 bullet, and I think that those effects generally have something else attached to them. Something like Holy Wheel Gun, for example, has an additional thing to, give a dude -1 bullets. And so I think that this card, or at least in this particular instance, I think this effect seems to be more geared towards non-combat oriented gadgets, things like currency press or force field, things that don't already have shootout boot effects. And I think that that's maybe a little bit thematically incorrect, but also, you can't have it all. So the other portion of this ability is if that gadget is experimental, give your dude +1 bullets. Experimental gadgets tend to run a very wide range of good and bad cards, and I don't think that this really breaks that theme in terms of I don't think it's really going to convince everyone. +1 bullets is not a deck. So I don't, and it's not supposed to be, Adelaide Rose is clearly not designed to sort of reinvent the wheel when it comes to mad scientist decks. I think she's specifically designed to give you some more options, to give you some alternative starting posse opportunities, and I think that she does that quite well. It's not really going to make me run out and try to build an experimental deck because she doesn't interact with them in any sort of new or interesting ways. And like I said, her ability is nice, but it's not particularly powerful. And so I'm a little bit underwhelmed with that, but I think it's a good thing that the dude It's just a strong dude with good stats and a skill, and I think entrepreneurs can use more of that kind of card. I'm always for alternative starting posse dudes, alternative openings for players, and just having more generally playable dudes, I think is a fantastic thing from Pinebox. So, I hope you enjoyed today's spoiler. We do have more coming on the way. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. If you hated the video, give us a thumbs down. Either way, we'd like you to see you in the comment section. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.